Matt here from History Speaks knows virtually nothing about the topic, but yet he feels the necessity of stating his opinion before someone who knows a great deal about the topic. And earlier in the interview, he talked about moral realism with Kofnas, a PhD in philosophy, right? And Matt doesn't have anywhere near the standing that Kofnas does in the field of philosophy. So it's ridiculous when you effectively know virtually nothing compared to the person you're talking about, and yet you're taking up all sorts of time and diminishing the vibe of an interview to give your ill-informed opinion.
There's biological differences that are relevant to intellect to be true. So I'll reflecting on that like last night, I'm like, yeah, I definitely have a political bias. But also, it just seems the priority seems very. I mean, a couple of the arguments given don't seem very compelling to me. So, okay, we've had 50 years of social policy that haven't worked to bridge the achievement gap between African Americans and whites. I mean, to infer from that okay, therefore genetic differences seems like a rather heroic leap. I mean, environmental differences can be very incorrigible, right? I mean, the example I gave on Twitter last night, and again, we're at fairly low discourse here because I don't have competence on this literature, frankly. But like,
yeah, it has. Matt from History Speaks come on my show probably half a dozen times. Yeah.
Just intuitively, there are plenty of environmental differences that are deeply, deeply incorrigible. Like, if we wanted to make Saudi Arabians Methodists.
So Matt is a historian in training. He's a PhD student at the London School of Economics in history. And he's got a debate coming up with Mike Enoch about Holocaust denial in 3 days.
That's environmental difference. They're not biologically Muslim, but we don't know how if that would even be possible, right? So the fact that the differences are incorrigible doesn't seem to me to be a good argument for them being genetic. And also, like, I don't know, it just seems like, I mean, my undergraduate degree was in economics and also philosophy, but economics. And it just seems to me a bit of a stretch that we can cash out these claims about biology from constructs of social science, which and also like constructs in social science tend to be, as far as I recall, good social science theories are about predictive validity, and causality we can kind of set aside as maybe beyond these models a lot of the time. But what do you think about it? Those are pretty scattered observations, but how would you come back at those? And I'm going to give you the moral objection, which I think I can articulate better. Ironically, because we just said morals are fake, but yeah, go ahead.
You say that you have a political bias, and to be honest, I'm not sure. Without a political bias, it's I think quite difficult to question the evidence, which is not. I mean, in science, there's almost never one piece of evidence that everything turns on one experiment